Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel, and it's time for a little break from from World of Warships and the German battleship line. I originally wasn't planning to put up a video on War Thunder for a bit. In fact, I was kind of planning to chug along on the World of Warships track for a little while. But you know, just something about this game spoke to me. First off, this is the first video on the channel that I've recorded live, if you will. I'm literally turned on my recording software just so you guys could see both the cannon loadout, the ammunition loadouts, in terms of what rounds are left, the fuel allotment left, the various radiator temperatures, the engine temperatures, and get a little bit more of a idea about what's going through my head without me needing to explain it. Now, you know, your typical American team is on Hokkaido. They basically climb straight towards the enemy, and being in a Corsair, at least my experience with the Corsairs is that they're not the fastest climbers ever, but there's a way we can work around this, and part of it you saw was me just leveling off right off the runway, picking up airspeed before going into the climb. That is so important, is in getting that airspeed over the wings so that you can make a more effective climb out of the airfield. And as you're probably going to run into here, oh wow, there's a lot of bombers on my team, or 4 of them. B-25J1s, it looked like. A lot of bombers. So my hope is that, and it looks like my hopes are coming into somewhat of a fruition, is that they are going to rush the enemy bases, bomb them out, and lure the enemies, in this case the British, from their high perch down to the ground, and we can actually not need to climb to space in order for an effective engagement. So I'm turning in a little bit here. I know it's a little earlier than I would if I was flying my P-51s, regardless of whether it was the P-51B, P-51D5, the P-51D30, or in some respects I would fly the the F-82E in the same regard, is that I'd go off and start climbing to space before coming back down. The P-38s are similar in this respect. But because, and I must stress, because the Allies have pushed so aggressively moving forward, I can make a bit more of an abbreviated climb in this case, moving towards the center of the map at only 2 kilometers in altitude. And here we are, is I see the first aircraft that I'm looking to engage is this Wyvern. Now, Wyverns are lethal. They carry 4 of those very nasty Hispano Mark IIs. At least I think they're Mark IIs. I don't think they're Mark Vs. We've also got a Mosquito fighter bomber of some description. It might be a Mark 6. It might be a Mark, I think it was 15. Don't remember on that one what the other one is. But looks like right now we might have a chance at the Wyvern. They've taken down one of the friendly bombers. No surprise. Tag team like that. Pretty awesome amount of firepower going forward. Being very cautious of this Wyvern. They can be flown like fighters in this particular BR. And I ponder a pass at the Mosquito, but think better of it because the Wyvern's turning back in, and oh well, he crashed anyway. Ooh, it looks like a little spot of friendly fire by the Wyvern. So, okay, I'm going to climb up a little bit. Now, I see that he's kind of leveled off, and I'm going to do something I don't ever recommend that you do unless you've practiced this a bit. I'm going to take him in a head-on, put a bit of shots in there. We've got him critical. Oh boy, he's not recovering out of that one. That is an engine fire. Nope. It's just a matter of time right now before we see giant explosion in the ground, and well, we got him. There's the kill message. Alright, what to do now? I'm not going to turn in at this point, or turn towards that mosquito, and I'm kind of wondering where the rest of the enemies are. And I'm going to climb a little bit higher now that I'm clearing my immediate area. And I'm not going to climb into the clouds, but I'm going to scud run right underneath them. And it does two things. One, it keeps my vision over what is below me good, and it obscures anyone's vision onto me, while making it very difficult for someone to try to dive on me from above unless I'm already spotted. Well, I couldn't do anything about that. So, a little bit about this, the state I have this aircraft in for this match, while I'm waiting for targets to pop up and continue talking about it. You'd be surprised to know that at this point I had only finished researching the fuselage repair on this thing, so it's essentially stock. I mean, in terms of performance, yes, the fuselage repair changes some of the drag coefficients. It makes it a little bit smoother in performance, but it's not a radical change. So essentially, this is a stock F4U 1C Corsair, and yes, it is the 1C because it has the 420mm A&M M2 cannons. Now, what's going through my head is I don't see them right now, and that means that they likely are around one of the two air braces. Wow, what am I saying? One of the two air bases that are available to the British on the Hokkaido map. Or it's not really Hokkaido, it's the Hokkaido exercise, right? But we just call it Hokkaido for ease, right? And one of there's the main base that you see in the back there where they actually spawn, and then there's this one off on the side. And this one has the advantage that it's closer to the action, so you get in, you get out, and there's less time spent actually, you know, spent going to and from the runway. And, ooh, I seem to have scored lucky here. There's one bomber and maybe a fighter down there. Let's see. I'm going to cut the engines because I don't really want to trust just my eyes, because I don't usually see everything. And there's a fighter taking off. He takes precedent over the bomber, which is just about to respawn. It's a Spitfire, and I'm keeping the engine revved off for the moment so I can listen. We got him critical. He's lost a bit of his ability to turn, and that's when I realize I may have just kicked up a hornet's nest. I just saw 4. I'm going to level off and try to outrun them. Oh no. Correction. 5. Yeah, this was a ballsy move on my behalf. I didn't realize there were 5 people when I went and decided to kick the hornet's nest. 5 versus 1's a bit of a stretch even for me. So right now I'm gonna just keep going forward, and he loses discipline. Bingo. That's what I need to turn around, get back in this. Alright. So there's 4 good targets right now. There's 5 if you include the stationary duck Firefly on the runway. Either way, I need altitude to give myself a little bit more choice in this. Alright. I'm gonna keep looking here. Okay. P-36 scored the kill on a Sterling. There's 4 targets, 3 in the air. Okay, scratch that. 2 in the air. Take a shot at the Mark 9. Don't turn with him. I'm never going to turn with a Spitfire. Alright, we're going to try to boom and zoom on this guy. Knock his wing off. Come in here. Try to put some extra damage on this Firefly. Alright, he's no longer repairing. Alright, here we go. Up towards the sky. Oh, wow. Wow, it's amazing how fast the statistics page changed on this run. Yes. I'll take it. Now, this Spitfire... Oh, he's coming in for me. We're gonna do another little head-on here. See if he wants to stick it up here. Put in a good burst there. Put in another one. Nope, nope, nope. Okay. Apparently, when I was flying this, I think I still had a free repair left on this aircraft. Maybe one, maybe two. So me trying to turn fight this guy was more a matter of just to see what I could get away with. I don't recommend trying this. Mark 9s are, well, any Mark of Spitfire is pretty adept at a turn fight, and a Corsair most certainly is not. But, you know, we had plenty of allies. It's a risk, but it's certainly not one that didn't pay off, you know? Alright. Now, excluding the guy that our allies just bagged, now there's just one guy left. Now, what's going through my head right now is that I anticipate him being at the other airbase. And there's a specific reason for that. He's got some amount of score on the board. So I would assume that with some flavor of Spitfire or Typhoon that he'd be out of ammo by now, and he'd want to go rearm, repair, you know, the whole 9 yards basically. And just want to, at this moment in time, climb out of that little coastal area that we had just slapped half the enemy team on, and gain some altitude, go back to my Scud running position, and then scope out the enemy airfield. Hopefully we don't run into him while en route to doing this in our climb out, because that would be very bad. Alright. A is kicking up, so I don't feel like giving them an easy target. Let's go ahead, just kind of change course a little bit, do a little bit of looking while I can. I don't see anything. That doesn't mean he's not there. It means I didn't see him that time. Now, take a look towards the coast. Maybe he decided to run off that way. Maybe he's running off. Again, we'll take another look at the airfield, just in case. I don't see anything. Okay. Yeah, he didn't die. Okay, he got an assist. So maybe this guy knows what he's doing. Maybe he's already climbed out. Maybe he's in the clouds. Ooh, this is a tough one. This is a tough one. It's moments like this where I sit back and want to use those orders, and at the same time, I feel like such a dick for using them that I never do, and that's a weird error. It looks like someone's trailing black engine smoke fading off into a cloud. Yeah, that one got me there. I was like, oh, plane. Nope, I don't see him down there. Okay. Alright. Don't see him behind me. If he was behind me, I'd be screwed. Kind of happy not to see him there. Nope. Okay, nope. Okay. So now we're in the cloud. And again, no. So he's probably not there anymore. At some point here, I will get this and I will turn off. But, you know, sometimes it takes time. Or sometimes you just want to be doubly sure. Because, you know, and I think part of it is that, you know, the number of times I've literally had one person sitting on the runway holding up the entire match. I guess I'm a little too convinced of it, that, you know, sometimes that is what happens. And now I may have wandered a little too far off the coast and I'm getting shelled by British destroyers. So let's turn back towards the coast. And that's when we spot a lucky Spitfire. Ooh, wonder what mark we have here. Now, I'm pondering about calling him out, but someone seems to have roughly called out the position and altitude. That needs immediate attention. Alright, what do I need to do? Do I need to climb? Do I need to dive? I'm looking at those numbers again. I want to be doubly sure. Alright, okay, he's starting a dive on somebody. Alright, let's see how this goes. Looks like he's taking a dive at our friendly Corsair over there. I am not going to make it if he's good in that dive, but we might be able to catch him on the climb out. Hopefully the ally can survive. Shots out, and nope. Alright, Spitfire. You got one, Corsair, but can you handle the other one? Alright, now, one of the big things that is really tempting to do is just to follow him down there, follow his flight path. But in this case, because I want to end this as fast as possible, I'm predicted that he would climb out in this direction, and I'm on an intercept course. And that little camera panning is more just double checking where the source of the engine noise was coming from. Because I have some it's a certain habit of mine where I want to know what made the sound, and this is getting really close. Yeah, as if doing it not once, but was an indication that turning with a Spitfire wasn't going to work. I'd have to check it again. And nearly tear off my flaps, and a bit of disorientation where he popped up. Okay, he's almost behind me. Alright. I'll try this again. Put some shots out. Nope, nothing. Not certain what happened with the aircraft there. It might have been lag or something. I don't know. Maybe I fat-fingered. Hard to say. Alright, Spitfire, you feel like going for double jeopardy? As I do. But in a big concentrated burst, grab the engine. Yeah, you're not recovering from that one. Every time I've had an engine fire in a Spitfire, yeah, I crashed like that. Alright, there we go. Last guy down. Just wait for the end of the match. And that was a pretty good match. 4 kills. 4. I'm kind of like kicking myself for not being a little bit more aggressive in that fur ball just over there at our 8 o'clock a few minutes ago. Might have been able to grab a 5th one. But, you know, 4 kills, an assist, that's not bad. So, how did we do? Now, that's a great question. We got a little bit of extra research there. Put towards our Bearcat. Finished the research on the radiator. It's no longer stock. And I prefer to go for engine performance, but that's me. Your mileage may vary. So, I hope you enjoyed this different presentation of War Thunder content. If you did, let me know in the comments or in the Google Plus feedback form. Thank you, and have a good day.